Hi, my name is Alek, and together with 88 Grains, we are going to roast another coffee of the month. It's been a while since our last video, so I hope you missed our videos. I hope we'll get back to it regularly next month. And this month, 88 Grains sent me actually the Honduran coffee. It's a honey processed bourbon from Las Flores farm, and we are going to roast it obviously on our trusty Aillio Bullet here in the back. Let's get to it.
Okay, our roaster is preheated and we're ready to charge. So we start off with 260 Celsius degrees on IBTS temperature sensor with power on 7, fan on 2 and drum on 9. And today we'll try something different than usual, and by different I mean just whatever it is. So we don't change the fan settings, we try to roast it on setting number 2 and we'll see how it goes. I assume it will be faster than usual because of the lower airflow and lower heating, stealing heating from the drum of the from the air. And the coffee we are roasting today is the coffee that is with 88 grains almost from the beginning. So Las Flores farm was always there with 88 grains, and yeah, we'll see. So it's from Santa Barbara region in Honduras, and from my experience, I used to roast many Pacas coffees from Santa Barbara, and they really like to be roasted very fast. So I think that approach will suit this coffee well, because this one is honey, but it's a bourbon coffee. So we'll see. I think it should be just fine. It's always good to mark your roasts so you will know which one is which later in the QC or your next roast. Okay, I feel like it's like dragged a little from what I can see right now, and rate of rise is lower than usual. That's what I would say, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, and yeah, Santa Barbara region. Bourbon is one of the originated varieties from Ethiopia, so it's one of the original varieties, and I think it's one of my favorites. The same is with the Typica variety and Geisha, or even Pink Bourbon. What was recently found, and honey process. I'm not sure if we roasted many of those in our videos. I think we did some of the honeys while roasting Costa Rican coffees. But to remind you, honey process is the process when picked ripe cherries are depulped with the depulper, and then they are sun-dried usually with the mucilage and pulp on. Depending on how much mucilage or pulp you leave on the seed, we can say that something is yellow, red, or black honey. But it's only done in Costa Rica. For any other country, as far as I noticed, it's only honey, and it doesn't matter how much mucilage you leave on. It's not very common to see this kind of processing in countries other than Costa Rica or Brazil, because you may know that Brazil has its own pulp natural processing, which is technically honey. Yeah, we are quite fast with the roast, even though it looks slower, but we are going to start slowing down. So we go down with the p-value, and that's what we are going to do today only. So what this fast roast will give us? Definitely more acidity, more florality, more of those fruity notes, and less of the chocolatey and caramelly notes that some of you may like, but my favorite coffees are like very vivid, very lively. So this is the profile I would use for my for the coffee for myself. I guess so, but we'll see. So from what I can see, that the IBTS temperature and bean temperature sensors are slightly more apart than what we usually see in our roasts with the higher fan value. And I think that means that the temperature of the drum might be higher. I'm not sure. I think it needs to be checked. And we are going down and down, so we are already on P4, and we are like around 10 degrees before the first crack, and we are only five and a half minutes in, with rate of rise around 12, 15 degrees per minute. So we are very fast, as I assumed. So with this kind of rate, our development time will be definitely shorter. So we'll probably finish around a minute 20, something between those two. And we are trying to hear the crack because it's usually right after 180 Celsius degrees on the bean temperature. It's always a good habit to don't change power settings right before or right after the first crack. Yep, there we have it. So it's slightly higher than usually, because usually it's like 182 or 3. In this particular scenario, you have 186. And now we observe the color is changing very fast. It's a very dynamic roast, but rate of rise looks just fine. Yeah, and now our bean temperatures are matching almost identical. They are like 1 degree apart. We have 45 seconds on development time. Color is almost there, and this wider spread can mean that there'll be more fruity notes, but also the huge difference between inner and outer color can make the coffee much more complex. We'll see, and there we have it. 1 minute and 10 seconds.
So we have a lovely morning here in Poland where I brew the coffee we've roasted. And as I mentioned already a couple of times, it's washed Honduran coffee, honey Honduran coffee, and we are going to brew um, my favorite method of brewing coffee, which I always do at home. It's P60. Today we have this lovely Ceramics brewer. And the first thing we will do, I forgot the kettle. First thing we will do is obviously rinsing the filter. Just to make sure everything is wet and nicely sticked to the sides of the brewer. And the ratio we are going to use is going to be 33 grams of coffee to 500 grams of water. Coffee in the beans smells very sweet, like caramelly sweet, but it has some like fruity undertones. Yeah, super cool. The roast came out very very light. So we are using very high temperature of the water. It's 98 degrees, Celsius degrees. And obviously we'll start with pre-infusion phase, which will be 100 grams for the period of 45 seconds. First part of water, like 70 grams, is actually something that will pour around in a circular motion, and last 30 grams of water just pouring straight in the middle with higher flow rate, and that's what we are going to do in every single pour, and there will be like 5 pours, 100 grams each, and as I mentioned, 70 grams in circular motion and 30 grams straight in the middle. And every pour takes around 10 seconds, and we pour every 15 seconds. What it does to the coffee is that circular motion allows me to integrate every coffee ground in the brew, and make sure all of them will extract evenly, and then the remaining 30 grams in the middle of the brewer will help us to make the coffee to brew faster, basically, so the flow rate will be higher. It will agitate the grounds, especially at the bottom of the brewer. Okay. And now we wait. We have 2 minutes on our clock. Make sure you will swirl around when you're done with the coffee. I had someone coming here in the roastery during recording, so I had to open the doors. And now we are back with the tasting. So my brew just finished. And it's always good to smell straight from the carafe, because there will be the most aroma. Smells fruity, slightly winey. Now it will cool down with the cup. This is actually a funny cup because it's called Kafka, and Kafka is actually a small bird and also a small coffee in Polish, so that's a kind of joke. Yeah, so there's a lot of going on in this coffee. So it's super sweet, very caramelly, but also it's kind of honey sweetness, but it's fruity. Also kind of boozy. Yeah, smells nice. It has some florality to it. Yeah, definitely a lot of florals. That's what I really enjoy in my coffee. So I think it's due to the very fast and very light roast that we did. And it's very clean. I mean, not rough or anything else. It's just very smooth and velvety, and it coats your mouth, and it's great. So yeah, this is another coffee of the month. Make sure you'll get yours, and see you next month. Cheers.